We welcome you to St. Mary's, Ohio for our WOSM Pigskin Preview brought to you by G.A. Windsor & Son. We thank them for their sponsorship. And we start with a couple of the Roughrider players. Trent Whale, senior fullback and defensive end, sitting next to me. Mason Mays, the senior defensive tackle and offensive tackle. And Trent, let's start with you. Obviously a tough season last year, 0-10. How are you coming back this year? What's the excitement level like for you guys in two-a-days?
Well, we picked up the intensity a lot this year. We have a lot more senior leadership on the team. We've been working a lot harder in the weight room and off the field as well.
Was that off-season workout program really important, you feel, in getting back in the win column?
I think it really was because we did a lot more lifting. It was just a lot more lifting. We had the weight room program during school. We got a lift during school and stuff, and I think that helped out a lot.
Mason, how's the offensive and defensive line coming along? You're an anchor of both sides.
Yeah, it's looking good this year, very good. Getting plays in fast and just getting everything down.
Offensively, are you guys going with a similar scheme, or are there some changes this year, Mason?
There's some changes this year with running the ball. We're putting more of the harder stuff in at first and then easier stuff in as we go.
Trent, can you believe you're a senior? Does it feel different being one of these guys?
I can't believe it. It's a good feeling, though. It's a good feeling.
Big senior class. How are you guys kind of bringing the younger guys along?
We got good leadership. We're all together. We're a good family. We get along good.
Mason, that opener with Sydney, always a big rivalry game. Obviously a tough loss last year in overtime. How much have you guys talked about that game and talk about the upcoming one?
I don't think there's ever been a day at weightlifting where Sydney hasn't been brought up, and the days are counting down. We only have 24 days left.
Trent, what is it about that team, that rivalry? I mean, it's the years and years of tradition, but what goes into it to you?
It's the start of the season. It's a big game. It kicks off the season. It tells us about how good we're going to do the rest of the year.
Trent, what do you look for in two-a-days or look forward to? Is it putting the pads on? Is it the scrimmages or just getting through everything?
It's the pads.
That's what makes it football, right?
It's a fun time.
So getting through our conditioning here at St. Mary's, they're putting the pads on soon and getting ready for scrimmages as well. The Chicken Bowl against Urbana is their last scrimmage before they get ready for a road trip to Sydney. When we return, we'll talk with more of the Roughriders here on this G.A. Windsor & Son Pigskin Preview in the Western Buckeye League. Second quarter of action here from St. Mary's as we talk with Matthew Alexander sitting to my left, linebacker, and Jared Nouse down at the end, a running back and free safety. And Matthew, let's start about you. How's the excitement level? You guys are yipping and hollering. It's a new season, isn't it?
Oh, we're definitely getting after it. We're trying to put last season behind us, focus on this season, use the poor season last year as motivation, and just get after it.
What are some of the things you did learn during last season, some things that perhaps might carry over and help you this year?
That we have to work as a team, come together, and attitude really can mean everything, that we need leadership, and our seniors this year have really stepped it up based on last season to give us the leadership we need.
Jared, you think St. Mary's, you think running the football. How's the running game going to be this year for the Roughriders?
I think it's been a lot more solid than last year. I think we've improved a lot, and we're working on it every day very hardly, and I think we'll be better. Different
schemes, different blocking. What will be the difference? Why will you be better, do you think?
I think we got more of big and faster backfield, like an old backfield. Like we have experience back there.
Okay.
I believe we can do it.
Matthew, what's it mean to be a St. Mary's Roughrider, all the football tradition that goes into it?
It means everything. I mean, I grew up watching this team win. I grew up watching this team play. I dreamed from the time I was 7 of playing on this team. I mean, playing on this team's meant everything to me. And it's been my dream since I was little, and now I'm living that dream.
And now you're a senior, you're a leader.
Yeah.
It seems like you really get the gravity of what that means.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to this year. Going to be sad to see it go by, but can't wait for it.
Not over yet, don't worry.
Right.
Jared, you open with Sydney. Let's talk about that rivalry in the big game with the Yellow Jackets.
It's huge for us. Like Mason said, there's not a day goes by that we don't talk about it. It's just a huge rivalry now. It's just become huge.
Jared, so many of the games last year were certainly close. You know, it could have been winnable. Shawnee was a 13-7 loss. Yeah. Sydney 10-7 in overtime. Wapak 14-0, your Auglaize County rival. Do you think you have enough to get over those close ones that you couldn't last year, perhaps?
Well, last year we tend to, fall off in the second half. So this year we're working to stay up, like get motivated in the second half. So I believe we can stay with teams and pull out the win.
All right, St. Mary's looking to bounce back after a tough year in 2012, and we'll talk with the coach and one more player here as we wrap things up on our GA Windsor & Son Pigskin preview from St. Mary's. One final time here at St. Mary's practice facility as we get ready for the season with the Roughriders. And Coach Greg Phillips joining me to my left, Andrew Cook down on the end, an inside linebacker and offensive guard. And Coach, let's start with you. How has this offseason been different? How has two-a-days been different so far as you guys try and rebound from last year?
A remarkable change. I've commented that many times to the kids. We kind of instituted a you need to be here or else policy. And the kids that we've got out here right now, they've all earned the right to be here. They've been in the weight room since January 5th, working real hard. And so it's not like we picked up kids that didn't show up and didn't do what they should have done for the team. So the work ethic has been real good, and I'm really pleased so far. I mean, we got a long way to go.
Sure.
But what we've done so far this year since January 5th has been real good.
Coach, take us through some of your leaders, some of the guys that you're going to ask to lead this football team.
Well, a lot of times everyone automatically goes to the seniors. I mean, seniors. I always tell the seniors here. I said, seniors are special, but you're special if you make yourself that way. Whether you're a vocal leader, whether you're the first guy in the locker room in the morning and you don't have to say a thing, whether you're whatever. But we got some lower classmen that they're really vocal and doing some things, and so I like the whole mix. The 5 seniors that you've talked to today, they've been real accountable in the classroom. They've been real accountable personally in their personal conduct around the community, and obviously in the way they've led our football team. And we got a couple underclassmen, so. Leadership-wise, we don't have a super bunch of rah-rah guys, but we got guys that will speak their mind, and we got some guys that are really trying to push some of the younger kids and get us a better football team.
Andrew, what would you say is your style of leadership? How do you go about showing an example to those guys?
I'd say my style of leadership is probably just making sure everyone's hustling, make sure they're getting to the ball after the play. Walking on the field is pretty frowned upon in St. Mary's. Make sure everyone's hustling at all times.
Yeah, I saw even some of your coaching staff running off the field as fast as they could. It seems like it's an attitude here at St. Mary's. How about how's the line looking, Andrew?
The line's looking pretty good this year. We got some pretty quick guards that can pull and get outfield and help block for our backs.
Coach, you agree with that statement?
Yeah, Andrew's giving away trade secrets. He's not getting trade secrets away here in St. Mary's. So,
that's right.
It could be, it could be a kind of a young offensive line, a mix. We got 3 or 4 seniors. We got a couple seniors, a couple of juniors, and actually a sophomore, 2 sophomores that's fighting for some playing time. So we're real excited there. We got a little bit of size on one side. We got like a strong, quick side. We flip around and stuff like that. But we're enthusiastic about it, and we're really encouraged by it. But again, we got a long ways to go to a first game. I mean, it's a short time to get there.
Right.
But we got a lot of work to do. Without blowing too much smoke up these guys' butt and getting the big head on them. They are they're working really hard for us. So.
Tell us about the quarterback battle. It sounds like there's a few different guys that are in the mix for
Well, we got classes all the way down. We've got a senior, we've got a junior, we got a sophomore, and we got 2 freshmen. Actually, one freshman, we moved him to take a look at him, a little bit of running back, to see what he could do there. He's a little struggling, kind of throwing the ball. So we've got 1 in each class right now. Like I said, we've even got a freshman up here working out with us right now. So we like that competition, and we'll just see how it shakes out here in the next couple of weeks and who's going to be the guy under the center week 1.
Those position evaluations, do a lot of those take aim basically in practice? Is it the scrimmages? Is it when the pads get on? When do you make your evaluations best?
It's like in phases, You get some idea of what guys have done in the off season. You want to try to give them a couple early reps, but then you've got no pads on right now, so you really can't do anything. It's two-hand touch, and then we'll get some pads on. We'll see who can take a hit, and more importantly, who'll give one. And then obviously we go to a scrimmage, a situation against opponents, and we make an evaluation from that. And hopefully we go into our second scrimmage with a pretty solid idea of who we're going to line up with the next week.
Andrew, are things pretty comfortable in Coach Phillips' system? You guys are very familiar with it and what he expects?
Oh yeah, I mean we know what he expects of us. we know he expects us to come in here every day and just work.
And Coach, do you feel like you're laying the groundwork for what you would like as a football program?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, last year was obviously a real tough season on the football team. It was a tough season on the community of St. Mary's, and it was really tough on me. And people thought, well, pressure here. No one doesn't. They don't put any more pressure on me than I put on myself.
Sure.
I expect us to be at the top of our game all the time and playing, and we didn't get the job done last year. And I'm the head coach, so all that responsibility falls on me. That goes with the territory. I understand it. If you look at the program as a whole, we started flag football a year ago in St. Mary's. They never had it before. We had 96 people playing flag football. This year we've got 120.
Wow.
We changed the layout of our Pee Wee program. We had 4 Pee Wee teams in St. Mary's, and they had never played 7th grade football in St. Mary's. So this year we've got 3 Pee Wee teams. We went to a different league. Now we have club 7th grade football, and we've got 39 7th graders playing football by themselves. So all of that is all the groundwork we're laying. Of course, you see the record, you see the poor record last year and stuff like that. So you see that out front, but the foundation is what's underground, and that's what we think. That's what we think we're building, and we're really believe we're going to take a big step up this year.
Just how excited have you been all off season waiting for that Sydney game, getting a chance to get back on the field?
A lot. Obviously last year leaves a bad taste in your mouth from the get-go. So once the final gun sounds, we've got a clock in there. We flip it over to our next game. It runs a countdown every day, hour, minute, and second to our next game, and it's been running, and the kids have been working hard, it's really been it's not been a dreaded off season. It's been an anxious off season because we want to get back out on the field August 30th, and we got some business to take care of that night.
An anxious bunch of Rough Riders ready to get going, and this preview has been brought to you by GA Windsor & Son. We thank them for their sponsorship. Thanks to Coach Phillips and all the guys for stopping by from Rough Rider Country here on WOSN.